Hello, Top Gun Rivalry followers. It is Bill and Jackson. It's Friday morning. It's another week. It means another weekly review. Jackson, how are you doing this lovely morning?
I'm doing good. How are you, Bill?
I am excellent. I cannot wait to dive into this episode. Now, Jackson, as we get started, I'm curious, are the Braves the best first inning team in baseball, or should we just not change the innings and just leave everyone at one? Gee, where did I get that? Where would I have gotten that?
Yes, they are.
Where would I have gotten that information, Jackson?
I assume for me, that's why you're laughing, right?
Could it be Chop House Chatter?
Ah,
And could it be that Jackson said, just as long as we don't change the inning, we should make every inning number one?
yes.
Then that would be good,
Yeah,
right?
just don't let them know that the second inning started. Bryce will score 90 runs a game.
And I'm loving the idea that the Chop House Chatter boys, boy, they just started off by let's talk about the Dodger series. Awesome. Anyways, Jackson, how are you today? Give me what's your first one?
It will be Braves related this week. Yeah, how about the return of Michael Soroka? After almost 3 years of not pitching, he started for the Braves against Oakland on Monday. Uh, he got the loss because baseball's weird. Oakland needed to win a game after losing 11 straight. So, you know, But congrats to him. He was on the verge of tears after striking out his first batter. I don't know if you saw that, if you saw the
I did
clip.
not.
Yeah, so just for a guy who tore his Achilles and then retore his Achilles really late to rehab, and then had hamstring and shoulder issues, getting back to the big leagues. Congrats to Michael Soroka. No longer Mike. They used to call him Mike. Apparently, he likes to be called Michael. So making a big point. Michael Soroka. Michael, not
That's
Mike.
that's Mr. Michael Soroka to you, there, big boy.
It is.
I love it. I love it. All right. So are you ready for my number one? Let's
I
stay
am.
in let's stay in New York and we can divide between Bronx and Queens. And can we just say that there are two people in Major League Baseball and Pete, I can't find the jersey that fits me, Alonso, and Arson Aaron Judge that combined total have 38 homers. These guys are kind of on a tear right now. Now, one of them is hitting almost 300, the other one is hitting 235. But these Aaron Judge had a week this week, man. It seemed like everything he touched turned to gold this week. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange, man. This guy is sorry, I'm yawning, everybody. Friday morning. We got through the week. What can you say? But I mean, this guy is just insane. I mean, and he's on pace to do it again. I mean, he's got what, 47 games in the book right now that he's played. Keeping this pace up if he triples his home run total. Seeing that you're not even at the 50 marker, he's still on pace to hit another 60 home runs. It's insane. It's insane.
It's crazy. He missed 2 weeks. So 10 days or whatever.
Yep. Okay, who you got for number two?
Number two, I'll stay on the East Coast. How about Jorge Soler? Uh,
Woo!
he hit 12 home runs in the month of May. He's absolutely ripping the cover off the ball. And he's led the Marlins. The Marlins are still hanging around in second place in the National League East. Can you believe that?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's crazy what they're doing. And it and they're beating teams that they have no business beating.
Yeah, they're coming off a weekend sweep of the Angels and in pretty convincing fashion. Their bullpen looked good. The starting staff's always great. When they have a guy like Jorge Soler turning into like the second coming of Babe Ruth, they're cooking. He had home runs in 5 straight games, and he's one of those guys. He doesn't get cheated when he hits one. He's not none of those first row souvenirs for you.
No, no, none of those. No, when he hits it, he's going to hit it. right?
upper decks only, right?
Exactly, exactly. I love it. I'm actually gonna transition us a little bit to the West Coast, but I want to sing that song, All My Exes Live in Texas. Because how about the Rangers and the Astros just having a dogfight right now for that division lead? The Astros are up by 3 games on the Rangers. But
Or
I'm sorry,
you mean
the other way around. The
yeah, the other way
Rangers,
around.
yeah, the Rangers are up on the Astros by 3 games, but the Rangers are 7-3 in their last 10. The Astros are 6-4. I mean, you feel bad for teams like Seattle who are 7-3, and the Angels are 6-4 in their last 10 games, but they're not moving anywhere. They're just not moving up because those other two teams are so good. Um, what we knew that Houston would be good. What are your thoughts about Texas being as good as they are, though?
Uh, their pitching staff is held together apart from Jacob DeGrom going down. I mean, Nathan Eovaldi's looked good. He's looked good and healthy, and their staff as a whole, I believe it's Dane Dunning is his name, has been having a really good season. So I think that was always the key for the Rangers if their guys can stay healthy. Corey Seager came back and he's hitting the ball really well. They have Marcus Simeon. They've invested a lot into that team, and good on the front office. Maybe taking a little gamble, handing out some big contracts, but it's paying off. And they're 15 games over 500. And they're playing a really big series. Both the Astros and the Rangers have big series this weekend. The Astros have the Angels for 4 starting Thursday, yesterday, and the Rangers play the Mariners starting Friday. So giddy up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I honestly, it's that team has kind of been hitting on all cylinders, right? Just been kind of making some things happen on all cylinders. And it's it's weird because we're doing a watch party in Houston when the Astros are in Arlington. And boy, I tell you what, man, those Texans, they battle for their team. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So we seem to be flying through this, Jackson. Before you know it, it's going to be like next week already because we're just like 10 minutes into this. We're already on number 3. But don't worry, everybody. I have a great honorable mention that Jackson will just absolutely love. He may never want to talk to me again, but I'm going to have so much fun with this honorable mention. Okay, Jackson, what do you got for number 3?
How about another? Look, I'm staying out west. How about another guy, Zach Gallen, for the Diamondbacks, who it's next right now that divisional race. And how about Zach Gallen's .66 ERA at home? Who puts his
Yeah.
fourth? It was I believe Tuesday. He put in his fourth straight, or not his fourth straight, excuse me, his fourth scoreless outing in 6 starts at home this season, going 6 strong. You know, what can you say about the guy? He was a monster last year. He's 7-2 with a 2.72 ERA, and
Looking at that, yeah.
yeah, 27 starts since July of last year. He has a 2.07 ERA. Is he the front runner for the Cy Young Award, Bill?
Mm, possibly. I was going to give it to Noah Syndergaard, but you know, with his like 12 and a half ERA or something like that. But no, yeah, he is very possibly. He's got 82 strikeouts, um, which is pretty incredible. In fact, he is number 5, tied for number 5 in all-time strikeouts so far this year. So yes, could he be? The only person that might be challenging him in that division might be is Stash, Spencer Strider.
Yeah, I think it's just going to come down to who has more gas in the tank at the end of the summer. Because they both come out pretty strong. They both like to strike batters out. They're both, you know, they're both even when they have their bad stuff, they look pretty good. A bad day for them is like, oh no, he gave up 3 runs. What a terrible out. you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting that you mentioned the pitchers and out west because you have Shohei there who's 5-1 with a 2.91 ERA, 90 strikeouts already. I mean, That guy's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Do what's crazy about Shohei? Quick stat guy knowledge here for you. He's pretty much ditched throwing his best pitch this season too. He's not really thrown his splitter at all. Isn't that crazy?
I did not know that. I did not know that. That's awesome. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome,
That's
awesome.
his go-to strikeout pitch now.
There you go. All right, you ready for my number three? This one might surprise you. I want you to pay attention to this name. For those of you listening, Jackson's probably already knows this name, but I want you to pay attention to this name. Age 23 years old, okay? Christopher Morel from Chicago, from the Cubs. This kid is good, everybody. I mean, he's having his what I'm going to call his rookie year, right? Because last year he came up for a drink of water. He played in 113 games last year, but we're going to call this his kind of his rookie giddy up. 282 batting average, 9 home runs, 15 RBIs, 20 hits. The kid's good. The kid's really, really good. He kind of came up for Cody Bellinger. And unfortunately, I think Cody Bellinger is going to look at this and go, oh, crap, what do I do now?
Yeah. I mean, he's done all that in 71 at-bats this season. 9 home runs, 15 RBIs, 17 runs scored, 70
Yeah.
at-bats. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and he just it seems like every time you look at the box score this week, he's involved in something. And I know this is a weekly review, not a season review, but it seems like he's done something every time you look in the box score. What do I know? So, but yeah, pay attention to that name, Christopher Morel. He wears number 5. He's number 5 in the program, number 1 in your hearts, probably. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch coming forward.
Yeah, right future for him. Unfortunately for the Cubs, they've been scuffling as of late. So,
I didn't
hopefully,
say, yeah,
hopefully he could keep it up because they're going to need to put in some work to get back in the race there.
yes, 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 I agree. Okay, so Jackson, tell me about your honorable mentions. Do you have any honorable mentions this week?
I set up my own honorable mention there, mentioning the Cubs. Who, despite only being 4.5 out, there's a team in front of the Cubs though, who you might want to start believing in. Bill, how about the Cincinnati Reds? 2.5 games out of first place. They've won 7 of their last 10. They have a Rookie of the Year candidate, Spencer Steer. And that young pitching's coming along. Hunter Green's looking good. Nick Lodolo, absolutely nasty from the southpaw. So the Cincinnati Reds with the division up for grabs. The Pirates had a terrible month of May, and the Brewers haven't done anything to run away with it. Do you think the Reds have an outside shot at the division?
In that division, anybody has an outside shot. Okay, and I'm not going to lie to you. I say that because in that division, anybody has an outside shot. You need 85 wins to win that division. You don't need 90. You don't need 95. You're not the AL East or the NL West. Yeah. So here's the issue that the Reds are going to run into. So they finish up last night with Boston. Then they are at home against the Brewers, at home against the Dodgers. They go to the Cardinals, they go to the Royals, which both those teams are streaky. But then they go to Houston. They play the Rockies, they play the Braves, they play the Orioles, and they finish up with the Padres.
Oof.
So they've got a rough month of June. If they can get through the month of June unscathed, meaning they have a winning record in the month of June, then yes, absolutely. If not,
my note from them is the Braves swept them earlier this year, but I can't tell you a series that was like the most hard-fought sweep I've ever seen.
well, and this tells you no disrespect to the NL
the 8th
Central.
or 9th inning.
Right. No disrespect to the NL Central here, but this tells you how bad this division is. Milwaukee is 29-27 with a run differential of -26, and they're in first place. They've given up 26 more runs than they've scored. and they're in first place. If Milwaukee was in any of the other divisions in the National League, they would be 4.5 out in the East. They would be 5 out in the West and be in third place in both. Cincinnati, who's 26-29 with a run differential of -22, if they were in the East, they would be back 7.5 games, not 2.5. If they were in the West, they would be back 8 games. They'd be back 8 games. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 games. And in fourth place in both divisions. Do they have a shot? Yeah, but it's because of the division they play in.
Hey, don't rain on the Cincinnati Reds fans parade. They do have a
I-
better record. They have a better record than the Phillies, Bill.
They giddy up, giddy up. All right, here we go. Are you ready for my honorable mention?
I am.
Okay. I would like to thank the Atlanta Braves. Okay. Now, I'm a Braves fan this week because the Braves are playing the Diamondbacks. I'm a Braves fan, but I would like to thank the Atlanta Braves, and I'll tell you why. They single-handedly gave 15% of the overall wins of Oakland to them this week and giving them 2 wins. I want to thank the Atlanta Braves for their mercy that they had on the Oakland Athletics. The Oakland Athletics are now 12-46 after that series instead of 10-45 with a run differential of -195. I want to the Oakland fans needed that, so I want to thank the Braves and the Braves organization for letting that happen.
I said it when mentioning Michael Soroka's start. Baseball's weird. Oakland had lost 11. The
Yeah.
sweep seemed in a row. The sweep seemed like the surest thing ever, and then the Braves offense, they just couldn't hit the first 2 games. And I'm just sitting there going, I'm not mad because they're losing. I'm mad because this is baseball. Because of course.
So I couldn't wait to get on with you today because I just thought, oh man, this is gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be so much fun. And
I have a
go
side stat for the Oakland A's. They have 5 walk-off wins this season, which is tied for the
5 of their
most
12.
complete.
Almost half of their wins are walk.
Almost half their wins are walk-offs. Isn't that crazy?
And see, and it doesn't get any easier for them this month because they play the Marlins, who we've already mentioned are doing well. The Pirates are right there. The Brewers are in first place. So your first 3 series aren't going to be any easier. Then once you get rid of the Brewers, once you fly back from Milwaukee, then you get Tampa Bay. And then you get the Phillies, which, okay, the Phillies are struggling. You get the Guardians. And then to finish up the month, you get the Blue Jays and the Yankees. All right, guys. There's a shot that they'll have 60 wins or 60 losses by the end of June.
I believe it. I think they've gone the first 2 months 60-20 in both months. So on the pace they're at, they're on pace to lose over 120 games.
Yeah. But I want to thank the Braves and the Braves players and the Braves organization for making it so easy for Oakland to get to 15% of their overall wins came from the Atlanta Braves.
The Braves just felt bad that the A's were on pace to set the single season loss record. So I think they were like, here's 2 games,
Yeah, enjoy.
in exchange for the classic 1% to the Braves Foundation, as the Braves do.
There you go. Awesome. Well, Jackson, we've done a good job doing this. Now, if you are in need of more detail, okay, or if your friends are in more detail need, guess what you need to do? You need to go to the locker room and get locker room access. And Jackson, do we have a code for them?
Yes, I have 2 codes for you. How about that?
Oh.
You could use code Jackson, or you could use code Chop House. Either one
Either one works.
Either one works. Either one will get you 10% off.
Beautiful.
It also
Beautiful.
works in it also works in the locker room store. So go
It
check it out.
does. And so okay, so do the math here, everybody. You have three options for the locker room. You have a $6 a month, which gives you all access to everything. You have a $42 option, which gives you access to everything except the Around the Diamond and the Rivalry Talk, um, and a few other bits and pieces. But for 42 bucks, you get most of it. For $58, you get all access. Now, if you do the math, isn't $58 one time annual better than doing $6 a month? Because isn't $6 a month 72 bucks? So why not just do the
Yes.
$58 and call it a day, right? And use the code Jackson or use the code Chop House. So Jackson, should we do this again next week? What do you think? Should we do this again next week?
I think same time, same place.
Same time, same place. Sounds good
Yeah.
to me. So, and Top Fan Rivalry followers, make sure when you're listening to this, make sure you do one thing. Make sure you register for the Atlanta Braves watch party because, as Thomas mentioned this or yesterday morning on our live, not only are we going to be at Park Bench, okay, and watching the game, but Thomas and I are going to go live with Jackson, who's going to be in enemy territory at the Braves game with the Phillies. So it's going to be good times. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
So Jackson, I'm excited. Let's do it again next week.
You get your tickets. It's like 2 weeks away.
Exactly. Get your giddy
Yeah.
up on them tickets. So
2 weeks away. Don't wait till the last minute. We don't got no StubHub SeatGeek discount for you if you're coming in a little late. Try to get the last of the tickets. They'll go quick. So
yeah, exactly. And Jackson, this
hop on
place
that.
has a standing room area. So if you don't reserve your table now, you might be standing for the whole freaking game.
Ooh.
Do you want that? I mean, come on.
I mean, if you're chilling with the boys, it might not be too bad, but yeah, you prefer
Well,
a table,
so
right?
yeah, so the VIP table, this is how cool this is, Jackson. Let me just tell you right now. The VIP table. Okay, so if you want a table and you want to be in the VIP area, I'm just going to read this right off Top Fan Rivalry for you. So if you want to be in the VIP area, it's 200 bucks. 4 seats, $200. Okay. Now you're thinking, wait a second, that's 50 bucks a seat. Why do I want to come to this? Hold on. You get a $100 bar tab with that. You get 4 food vouchers and you get 4 event t-shirts. So wait a second. Even if you don't drink and you go there, but you want to order soda, what's soda? 5, $6 a piece, right? I mean, come on. Like you get $100 bar tab plus 4 food vouchers. Are you
I was gonna say the food alone is probably gonna be more than half of that. More than half the tab. You still got the tab
exactly?
running
Exactly.
a hole in your pocket.
There you go. Jackson, thanks for being on. Top Fan Rivalry followers, thanks for listening. Let's do it again next week, Jackson. Don't forget the honorable mention. Thank the Braves
Yeah.
for their mercy for the A's. That's very kind of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch them go beat up on the Diamondbacks now because that's baseball.
There, there you
You
go.
know, you
Listen,
know.
I want you to beat up on the Diamondbacks. I need you to beat up on the Diamondbacks. I'm a Braves fan this week. So, all right, my friend. Well, we'll do it again soon. All right. See you.
All right, sounds good.